Tennis players come in all shapes and sizes. From wiry Novak Djokovic to beefcake Rafael Nadal, 5 feet 7 inches Diego Schartzman to 6 feet 10 inches John Isner, there's not one staple body type for those on the ATP Tour. That said, each player will spend a decent portion of their time, particularly outside of tournament weeks, conditioning their bodies to boost their performance. Of course, how they go about strengthening these key physical areas may vary. One suspects Nadal is bench pressing a lot more than his great rival Roger Federer, but all will work hard to ensure they're in the best possible condition for a grueling season. World No. 3 Alexander Zverev has been particularly vocal on his pre-season gym work in recent times, while Andy Murray was also put through his paces last year by reconditioning expert Bill Knowles as he looked to overcome a hip injury. For an 8-week period, while also juggling a full-time job, this tennis correspondent will be put through his paces by functional conditioning experts at 45 Camden, with tennis experts David Lloyd providing insight into how physical improvements can bring results on the court. So what should be the target when conditioning your body for ultimate tennis performance? Strength is only one part of a tennis physical conditioning program, which should also include mobility, flexibility, power, speed and agility work. Simon Pearson, rackets participation manager at David Lloyd, tells metro.co.uk. With tennis being a sport requiring significant repetitive high-intensity movements, a strength program is essential to ensure the final ball can be hit just as hard as the first ball whilst staying injury-free. High-intensity movements are built into F45's daily training programs. F45 is a functional 45-minute full-body exercise class, F45 Camden trainer Jay Duke says. Each class always runs in a circuit format, working every muscle and never concentrating on just one body part, enabling you to train regularly. It's pretty clear that tennis players need to use virtually every part of their bodies to perform at optimal levels. A training program that strengthens the body as a whole seems ideal. But where particularly should players be targeting in order to produce the best results on court? Simon Pearson points out the main areas of focus, while Jay Duke explains how the training program undertaken by metro.co.uk has built up those parts of the body. Feet, ankles. SP tennis is an explosive sport requiring direction changes, short sprints, jumping and lunging. As such, the feet and ankles are highly challenged and must be strong and mobile for effective footwork, efficient agility. JD, we try to build up the muscles in the foot and/or ankle by using the balance trainer for many exercises. With the balance trainer sitting flat on the floor and you standing on top, it creates an uneven surface. It is a great piece of equipment to you to build up the muscles here, as you will need to stabilize the whole body to stay on it. Exercises like squats, side shuffles and lunges are all performed on this, legs, hips. SP, due to the sprinting, jumping, lunging, rotating and on some surfaces sliding nature of tennis, the legs and hips need to be mobile, powerful and have endurance to move fast around the court for an entire match. Additionally, when hitting a ground stroke, power production starts from the feet, pushing into the ground, force is then transferred into the legs and hips and then the core and swinging arm. Being able to engage the large leg and hip muscles is essential for creating effortless power. JD, the legs, hips are always targeted in each class, whether that be in a cardio class or a resistance class. On weights and resistance days, we slow things down a little and work on big compound movements such as weights, deadlifts, squats, lunges, hip thrusters. We use heavier weights and take more rest on these days to build up the muscle. On cardio sessions we may do more plyometric movements to burn the legs, for example jumping squats, box jumps, double-footed mountain climbers, so mainly body weight movements but still working those muscle groups. Core. SP tennis requires the ability to be dynamic and move to a ball, hit it and then recover back to the center of the court. These fast changes of direction constantly challenge the balance of a player. A strong core helps to maintain this balance whilst they execute their shot, often with a combination of spinal rotation, flexion and extension. Core strength protects the spine and allows players to execute their shots with enhanced balance and power for a prolonged period of time. JD, there is quite simply no exercise performed where your core is not working. Often people don't know how to engage it, but if performing any exercise correctly, the core will be working. You need your core to lift heavy and perform exercises correctly so you do not feel pain in the back. Some of our classes have a set of exercises that just focus on isolating the core, completing exercises such as planks, jackknife crunches and plated crunches. Whereas all functional movements you will still be using the core, from burpees to deadlifts to bent over rows, shoulder joint, rotator cuff SP, serves and forehands create rapid internal rotation around the shoulder joint, and over time likely muscle imbalances. Strengthening the rear of the shoulder with a focus on external rotation along with increasing the overall mobility of the shoulder joint reduces the risk of shoulder injuries that are common in tennis. JD, people often assume only big compound moves such as shoulder presses strengthen this area, but we are often training our shoulders in classes from holding plank positions to slamming medicine balls from above the head. Our shoulder joints get used a lot in day-to-day life. For example, just putting something away on a top shelf of a cupboard at home, so it is really important we learn how to do these moves effectively and build up the muscle in that area to avoid injuries. Forearms, grip SP, as the game is played with a racket in the hand, grip and forearm strength are essential. Strength here reduces the risk of elbow and wrist injuries, as well as adding a bit of speed to your serve. Take care to exercise both sides of the body and not just the dominant hand used to play tennis. JD, many members often complain they cannot lift a certain weight because they do not have the strength in their forearms to keep that weight up. We have recently got some new equipment, Revo bars. They come in different weights. As the weight increases, so does the size, thickness of the bar, enabling you to work through different grip techniques and help build the strength up in such a vital body part.